Returning once again to where we left off in last episode, the ballsy Team 5 has decided to leave their caves even though the dawn has not broken yet. Nighttime still upon them, they decide to set off into it to see if they can find an enemy team. The nighttime is the most opportune moment to find other teams because you might see lights from their caves. But it is also a risky time to move around because you have to deal with all the mobs that spawn on the surface at the time. And right there we have the first mob come to join the party, a zombie, and attack a zombie, and you know the horde is already on the way. There they come, but as zombies go, they are slow, and the guys easily manage to dodge around them and avoid the damage. As they move from the forest into the open landscape, the dawn comes, but while we're waiting, let's hop over to team number 3 and see what's going on there. It looks like the guys are still caving. I talked with Ashbless and apparently they're searching for string at this point. Bit of a pickle for them because without string you are very vulnerable because you do not have access to bows. Team 6 on the other hand have managed to find the lava pool that they have been digging for. Perhaps they even found some of the diamonds that they need. It looks like it because the guys have gotten enchantments now. Something that they have been needing for quite a while, so the guys might actually be able to put up a fight against the other teams now. Very nice going, guys. And girl. Hopping back over to team number 5, dawn has broken and the guys are out in the field taking a bit of a stop to see what they can do. A little bit of a crafting break perhaps? But otherwise the guys are still on the move. It's time to find other teams so we can go into a battle. No, don't kill the pigs. JT, you meanie. And here we see from the eyes of the murderer. I mean Fluffy. Food is a necessary thing, so you can't go ahead without it. And unfortunately, meat is the easiest way to go about it in a UHC. Taking a look over at team number 1, it looks like the guys are using the save method from team 3, starting to grow some trees underground to see if they can find some apples. Well, it looks like they have the gold, but perhaps they do not have the fruit to go along with it. Team number 3 is also still working on the trees. I talked a little bit with Ashbless, their fallen teammate, and as it turns out, they actually went out onto the surface trying to get apples, but as they did, they hit the night time, and Ashbless unfortunately died to a creeper. So the rest of the guys and Poppy went back into the cave for a more safe way of farming apples, but perhaps it is a little too safe because they are using a lot of time for it. Hopping over to team number 6, it looks like the guys are about ready to hit the surface. At least they have started making a stairway up towards it, so hopefully we will see them break through the grass very soon. Over at team number 5, the guys have stopped for a moment to do a little bit of combining, it looks like. Or maybe they're renaming some stuff. You always want to get one of those fancy kills. Though be careful because you might give away what enchantments you have in your stuff. The guys are covering some ground though. We moved from the forest into the fields and now we are in a spruce forest. The guys are seeing some terrain but have yet to see any enemy teams. Moving further ahead, the guys clip the edge of a dark oak forest and make their way into the extreme hills biome. Carefully scouting for opponents, they have yet to find anyone, but this is not the kind of place you want to spend the night. As safe as the extreme hills biomes seem, it is also the place where you find silverfish when you're digging around. They can cause a lot of damage if you're not prepared for them. Looks like Frankie is having connection problems. The guys are meeting up to wait for her to return, guarding the mountain top. Hopefully no one will find them while she's away. Let's hop back over to team number 6, who has returned to the surface. They have used the quick method, deciding to go to the surface to get the apples that they need rather than grinding for them down in the caves. They're quickly harvesting a bunch of trees to let the leaves despawn and see if they can find some apples. Hopefully they'll be lucky, and hopefully they will then be on their way. Over at team number 2, we have also returned to the surface. The guys are ready now. They look well prepared. Perhaps not as many diamonds as they would have wanted, but I know for a fact they did find quite a few, so they should be able to put up quite a fight for the other teams. Team number 1 is also on the move. They have left their cave fast after grinding the apples, so they must have been lucky or decided to go up to find apples on the surface instead, but they hit the surface just as nighttime comes. The guys, however, do have potions, so even if they do take damage, they will be likely to be able to regenerate some, if they have been lucky enough to find some melons, that is. Hopping over to team number 3 again. The guys are still running around down in the caves. Some of them perhaps grinding for apples still, while the others are trying to find more resources. The team are struggling to recover their health, and it is being dangerous being down here. Every time they lose some health they seem to get it back again, but they're not really getting further up or further down. Perhaps the team must consider changing their tactics? It's a good question. I wonder if the team is still looking for the string they need for the bows. You don't want to go back to the surface without your bows. That will put you in some unnecessary danger for sure. Maybe they'll be lucky enough to find one of those abandoned mine shafts. But while they're looking, let's hop over to team number 5 again and see what they're up to. Night has come and they're still in the Extreme Hills biome. Let's see if the guys decide to continue on their path or take the risky method down into the depths again to hole up for the night. Risk the damage from accidental silverfish. It looks like the guys might just do it. Going into the mountainside, so be careful guys. Be careful what you dig. But while some of them go down, one of them go up to see if he can scout something from above. It doesn't look like there's any light around though, so I don't think they will be able to find someone tonight. Let's hop over and take a look at team number 4, where things seems to be reaching a point where a lot of the guys are just standing around. Could it really be that the guys are getting close to breaking up? Or will they continue grinding for a while yet? I hope for the first one. Team number 1 is on the move, moving through the field at night. Not the most safe thing, but as long as you're out in the open, while other teams might see you, it is also the safest place from the mobs that do spawn at night time. While in the forest, it's darker and mobs might creep up behind you. Looks like just like Team 5, Team 1 is trying to cover a lot of ground, hopefully to find some people during night time, or maybe spot one of the name tags in the dark, see if they can find another team to surprise them, or find just a normal fight. Hopping back over to team number 2, the guys have massacred a swamp. Looks like they're looking for apples as well. The swamp trees are very good for apples, but you do have to wreck nature, so I'm not a fan of it. Bad boys. It does look like they have found what they were looking for though, because they are not cutting down any more trees. I wonder if they are completely ready for the fight now. I do hope so, but we will have to wait and see in the next episode which team meets who, because this is how episode 8 comes to an end. Thank you for watching.